It was determined by the whole house through our votes. And for January, we want something that we would use as a kick starter for the year. The idea is gain momentum, right? And then throughout the year, have something that allows you to, or the knowledge that allows you to maximize the year fully and all that. So that's what the compound effect is about. And if you look under the compound effect, it talks about jumpstarting your income, your life, and your success. What are you doing there? So it talks about jumpstarting your income, your life, and your success. It's written by Dari Hardy. If you read from the beginning of the book, I think, I don't know whether people who read the book read from the beginning, where Anthony Robbins was, we call him Anthony Robinson, Abby?
He's Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins. Oh, why am I calling him Anthony?
Even though I was confusing the two of them, are they siblings or are they the same person?
Okay, Tony Robbins, right? He first started talking about the book that they are friends. Him and Dari, that they are friends. And that you've seen him work with so much principle, gods, and he has produced a lot of results in his own life. Then he now started talking about the book and talked about the discipline which Dari lived with. He said the compound effect is the operator manual that teaches you how to own the system, how to control it, master it, and shape your needs and desire. Once you do, there's nothing you can't obtain or achieve. And for me, I agree. The idea behind this book is that you see the fact that let's take for instance, somebody wants to cut down a tree, and the person starts cutting using the axe, and then because we are seeing the level of progress, the person can determine, okay, I'm close to it, very soon this tree will be down. So because the person is seeing it, the probability of the person following through to the end is high. But let's look at the other instance when somebody is digging for gold, right? When you're digging for gold, you have to dig deep into the earth. And you see some persons that, you see sometimes that people keep digging, and because they've dug for a very long time, they haven't gotten to it, they give up. Then the next person comes by and later discovers, this thing was just too from the place where the previous person stopped. Now, because the person is not seeing it. So, and that's how life is. You want to lose weight, you're going to the gym, right? You do the first week, you climb scale. It's still showing you the same thing. I think I did it, that was in December. I was like, it's like I added weight instead of losing. So you do your exercise, you go back again, climb the scale, and then you're like, but if you ignore the scale and continue doing the exercise, continue doing the exercise, the result you will get at the end of a year, 2 years, 3 years will marvel you. Because why? You are consistent. And that's what the book, The Compound Effect, is about. So the author starts with talking about the compounding effect in action. So I give them copies of the book if it's still available. Let them move on to it. Do we still have? Somebody walked in. Some persons walked in last week. You don't have the hard copy.
No, it's soft copy. I read.
The people who have the hard copy and bought the hard copy did not even show prayer and the rest of them. They didn't show up. Okay, it's fine. No wahala. So that means it's only me that is holding the hard copy. Okay. So the compound effect in action talks about the chapter 1 just tells you basically, just starts telling you about what compounding means. He shared a story about a penny. Now, if somebody comes to you and say, let me give you, okay, we have an option. Just take 3 million naira, or let me give you 5 naira. But this 5 naira will keep compounding in the next 31 days. So, which one will you take? The 3 million naira or the 5 naira?
3 million naira.
You take the 3 million naira, fine. Let's start compounding the 5 naira for 31 days. after the first day,
It's 8%.
it's not percentage, you are doubling it every day.
Oh.
Five, you are doubling it every day. 5 times,
Doubling?
yes, 5 times 5. The first day is 5 naira now. 5 times 5 gives you 25 naira.
25, yeah.
25 times 25. That's how you are doubling each day. So 25 times 25 gives you 625 naira. 625 naira, 625 times another 625. 390,000.
390,000.
Yes. The second, yes.
625 times 625.
Yes.
That's 390,000.
So what you are doing is
By the
it's
second day or
compounding.
the
By the third day.
By the third day. Yes. So you that chose that your option,
Yeah, I'm being cheated.
you did not think about. Do you see? So you did not. So the compound effect theory is not about the fact that how would I put it? It's not percentage. Compound effect is that you are doubling your action. Now, it doesn't show significantly because the action we are talking about are things we can't see.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If you spend more time with your sibling, you grow stronger bond. If you spend more time outside your sibling, the bond elapses. Do you understand? So the issue now is, what are you willing to invest to be able to have that result? So in chapter 1, he started talking about that. Then he talked about his dad. I think his dad is an interesting character that I like.
Interesting. I love that man.
So his dad wakes him up at 6 a.m. The dad trained him like a military person. Wakes him up at 6 a.m.
6 or 5.
6 a.m.
Okay.
But this waking up is not with love. It's like he's using a one sledgehammer and he's hitting somewhere like a military.
Like iron.
So when you wake up, you have a routine you must do. You're making your bed, you're sweeping the house. So that's how he lived his life. Until now as an adult, that's how he has been living his life. But he did recognize something, that the more he kept living like that, the better his life became. And that was why he decided, I think this book never mentioned anything about the mom, so we can't speculate, Sha. So no excuses. If you aren't good at something, work harder, work smarter. The father is the one saying so. So the dad took him to, dad went from being a football coach to a top salesperson. From there, he became the boss and ultimately went to own his own company. So the father, even with discipline, the truth is sometimes you see somebody at a certain stage, but with the result they are putting at that time, you will know that this person will go far in the future.
Yeah.
I've met a gatesman. I can't even remember the year, but it's been long. I was volunteering at church office. So I now went to sell books at one bank, Wema Bank. There's one gatesman I met there. This guy was constantly buying books from me. Constantly. By the second year when I met him there again, and he was saying he had gotten admission and he was going to school, I was not surprised. But this person was a matured person, not a young boy. Like, he wasn't in his 19, maybe 20s. So he's somebody that you would have said should have finished school. Yeah. But he still had the courage, went back to school. The period he went for his NYC told me, but we've lost contacts. But what I'm trying to say is that the effort you are putting now will show people, or even show yourself. You don't even need to prove a point to anybody.
Sure.
We all want our life to be better. So the issue now is not about any other person, it's about you. So chapter 1, he now talked about how compound effect pays off. This place he was talking about his daddy, but now let's talk about the compound effect. The compound effect is the principle of reaping huge reward from series of small, smart choices. So every choice you make, little by little, each day, contributes to the results you are going to get. I wake up at night, I go and load a bar. I woke up by 11 again. I go and load them, but there's something my younger brother used to tell me when I wake up, as I want to go and make lemon tea. I love lemon tea. So each time he sees me, say, "You know, a sweet man that is doing you." Then when I explain, no, this one will help me burn fat, he said, there's still sugar inside. You know. So you wake up every night and you're doing one particular thing. You wake up every night and you're doing one particular thing. Your body system adjusts to it.
Yeah, sure.
And over time, you do it automatically, even without thinking. So if my body system wakes up at 5 a.m., I start setting alarm and I start teaching my body to wake up at 5 a.m. Over time, I will not need that alarm again to wake up. My body system, there are people who on Sundays is a very peculiar one for people who are church workers. Some people will wake up by 4 a.m., right? But other work days, they may go late, but because they've regulated their body to adjust to that alarm. So now, that means that your body likes to be systemized. It's just we that are not paying attention to it. So anything you want to do with yourself, even your reading culture, if you want to reap results from your reading culture, that's why I was telling the club members, 10 pages a day, 10 pages a day, because over time now, your body now recognizes, I can do this. So you understand? So he talked about that one. He now said the magic of a penny, which I just described now, which he mentioned here, and talked about the amounts. Then he talked about calories, eating. He talked about the ripple effect. Ripple effect is when, you know how you drop a pebble inside water. Did you study science?
Yeah, I did. Although just a little before I wanted that.
That's okay. But you did science too. You did science. So if you drop a pebble in water, you discover that though it started from here, it starts the spreading of the circle.
Yes.
Moves round and round. So for a ripple effect, whatever we do and we think it's not connected to every part of our life is not true. There's a way you keep spending. Now you have spent a lot. You don't have money again to give to your family. Because you have spent a lot, you don't have money again to invest in your own look. I don't know, I'm just saying spent a lot. I can't even remember. I'm not trying to pin the spending a lot to a particular thing now. I'm just saying you spent a lot. Now it's affecting you going to work. It's affecting you being providing for the family. You didn't track your finances. You know that this is the amount you earn per month, right? But then you didn't track your finances. You didn't plan, you didn't budget. So you did not spend all the money as soon as possible. It goes ahead to affect every other part of your life. You become cranky, somebody talks to you, you get angry with ease, and all of that. So the ripple effect talks about the fact that everything we do is connected one way or the other to, so the small choices, no, this is somebody's story. I don't want to go into that story. We should read the book to get the story. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
All the sir.
Thank you. I talked to you yesterday.
Okay. You're coming, right? That created havoc on every area of his life. See it out of selling here. Have you seen it? Okay, yes. Mr. David, have you? Friday. Welcome, sir. Sorry. I remember you called yesterday. Okay, so let's go over to choices. But then we understand the idea of compounding effect, right?
Yeah.
We understand the idea of compounding effect. What's the problem? That's the only copy remaining for now. The other one, this person bought it. Okay, so chapter 2 talked about choices. Choice is what fuels everything that we do in this life. Choice fuels whatever we do starts with a decision. So choices are the root of every of your results. So each choice starts with a behavior, then over time it becomes a habit. And sometimes we think we are not choosing, but deciding not to choose is already a choice on its own. If I decide, the easiest way to illustrate that is to use the idea of a dilapidating house. If I decide to keep a house, if we decide to keep a house, we don't want to use it to do anything at all, and then leave it for the space of 5 years. If you come back to that house, all the furnitures would have started wearing out. Everything in the house will be falling apart. Why? Because there's nobody there to maintain it. There's nobody there to make it's not usable, it's not habitable. Nobody was sweeping, nobody was cleaning. So in not using, does not mean that the house will still remain the way it is. In not using means now that, well, you're not using me, but then you will still lose me. It's like the gifts that we have. Sometimes we learn a skill. I don't know whether it happens with driving. I've not learned how to drive. You know how to drive? You know how to drive? Okay. You know how to drive? All of us don't know how to drive. Oh, Jesus. Hey, car. What do you want to drive? Car. I wanted to ask whether if you stop driving car for a long time, if you go back to it, will you forget some things? You don't think so?
No, I think you will. It will take a while for it to like catch up with you again, but I feel like for the first few days you might have to like struggle with certain things.
Okay, since we can't relate
Especially
with cars.
if it's not with like the same car or something.
Okay, automatic and manual. That one is sure you will struggle. Okay, let's use another instance. What skill do you have? Huh? Videographer. If you leave videography for a long time, let's say come back to it in the next 7 years.
Eh?
I think I'll forget something.
You forget
I'll
something.
But I have to maybe start afresh. Not afresh. I have to start and then maybe along the things happen. But not like I'll forget everything.
Everything. What about you? What skill do you have?
Okay, I cook in chef.
You're a chef. Okay. With food now, you can't stop cooking now because it's an everyday thing.
Yes.
But if you had stopped cooking,
There was a time I did.
okay, did you remember when you came back to it?
When I got back, I had to struggle a little bit because I had forgotten some of the recipes and all that. So I had to struggle to readjust and then also, and then stop.
You, what skill?
Okay, let me mention something. Let me mention something that
Thank you, sir.
Let me mention something that practically happened to me. So I sing, but I think over a course of about 1 or 2 months, I was not singing, and then it's almost like I did not know how to sing. It's not like I did not know how to sing, but I couldn't sing as good as I was singing before.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
and it was like
I think it's normal across.
Yes, I just wanted us to look at it and see that really, when you leave something, it's not the same when you go back to it.
That's true.
The person is looking at you like, if I have your kind of problem, I'll be happy, because the person's problem is way bigger than yours. So while he was explaining, Dari knew that, I've had the same problem before, So, but what Dari did in his own case, he said each time he looked at his wife and he felt like, I don't want to be in this relationship again. I don't want to be married again. What he now did for himself was, is he working? Okay. What he now did for himself was to he brought out a note called gratitude notes, and it has to do with his wife. So anytime the wife does something that he liked, Onyekachi, come and sit down. Anytime he did something that was, the wife did something that was great, he will note it down. You want to go and sit there? Okay, go and do it and come back. Anytime the wife does something great, so that will now help him to start appreciating his wife, because before he was looking at the
bad side.
no, like it's not just something great. He told himself that every single day he's going to write one good thing that the wife did, whether it was the way that she talked to her friends.
Thank you. So it's good to have 2 people that read the book. So it wasn't just about, it was about any good thing she did, whether to him or anybody around. So that will now help him to reorganize his mindset. And the idea behind that is that what you focus on expands. If you focus on the bad side of people, you keep seeing them in a negative light. If you keep focusing on there are people that, I remember when I was in leadership in school period, we had this president that was very introverted. He would just be quiet. You know how you're expecting your leader to talk, and your leader is just quiet, and you're seeing the vice. So one day, in my head, it's not like I did not like him, please. In my head, I now said, really, we have made a lot of progress because of this guy. Because whatever decision we want to take, why everybody is doing, let's do it now, let's do it now, he will tell us, calm down. What of if this happen? What of, as in, he knows how to look at every side that you are not seeing. Because why? He's more observant. So sometimes the disadvantage you are seeing in somebody may have an advantage.
Yes.
Right? So when, oh God, this people's got it. When his friend now mentioned that what he now did was to give him that same template.
Yeah.
And the friend went along and worked with it. But in his own case, he said, okay, let me read it out the way she said it there. Every day for the entire year, I logged at least one thing I appreciated about her. The way she interacted with her friends, how she cared for her dogs, the fresh bed she prepared, everything she did. Then I gave it to her the following Thanksgiving. Now gave it to her to read.
God.
Right? And then she was not crying. Said it was the best gift. Because sometimes we think that buying car, do you understand?
Yeah.
But you're an amazing woman. Today, you helped Philomena take care of her baby. Somebody noticed, you know. Then, oh, you're a great wife. Today, you helped me do this. Oh, you're a great mom. That appreciation and praise. Imagine if a wife gives that to a husband, then are not easily appreciated. According to my father, you say you work, and they will say it's the mother. So, but imagine that you do such a thing and then you come back to your father and you are like, Dad, you're a great dad. This you've done for me. This, see, we underestimate the power of gratitude. But when you appreciate something, what happens is that it grows. So the relationship with him and his wife now became much better. Then he talked about responsibility. How many, let me ask this of us who have not read the book. Maybe if you are asked now, what is your duty to your, okay, let me ask it the way it was asked in the book. I wanted to rephrase it, but I think asking it the way it was said in the book would be better. Yeah. If you are married now, I know you're not married, right? You're not married. Assuming you are married, how many percent of the responsibility in that marriage do you need to own to make the relationship work? How many percent? How many percent? Justice.
Okay.
60. How many percent?
So your wife gives 40, you give 60.
I think percent. She's 100.
100, okay. You're actually correct. But me, I don't agree to the 100-0. I don't agree to the 100-0. If you are bringing 100, that's one part of the book I did not agree to.
For me, it's not supposed to be 100 because everybody has a part to play now.
Yeah, no. You can't divide parts in marriage. You know why you can't divide parts in marriage? Because there are days you walk into the house and your wife is sincerely tired. There's no food in the house. Are you going to say it's compulsorily your day you must cook? My father had cooked so many meals that I ate, and till tomorrow I remembered my father's food more than my mother's food. Because why? He didn't always cook, but the days he cooked, he will go to market and he will spend. Mommy will minus the money. You know, we have another day to feed. But what the author was trying to say is that for the author said it is 100% and 0% from the other person, right? So you don't have expectation. You zero your expectation. That is good though, because if you don't have expectation from anybody, no matter what they do, it won't hurt you, right? But for me, sorry, this is me. But for me in relationship, I don't think it's possible for you to be in the same house with somebody and not have an expectation.
Of course.
Okay. Let me answer this question.
Okay, for me, I believe, I think that I get this point, right? In the aspect of before you choose a marriage partner, there's the part where Now he focused on partner because marriage is a lifelong decision that you have to stay for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
right? So he's not giving like the best option, like the best thing to do when you're in that kind of commitment. But then before you enter that kind of commitment, you know you can't give your hundreds to somebody that you're not yet married to.
Yes. You can't.
You can't give your hundreds to somebody that you're not yet married to.
Okay.
And so, because that period of dating and courtship is for you guys to evaluate each other. Oh, what do you believe in? What are your covers? What do you think concerning this kind of thing? And all that. When you now find the person that is suitable for you. Now, in this period of courtship, you've seen whether the person is kind, the person is empathetic, the person is lovable, the person can love, and all of that. When you now find your person, then you have come together and made a lifelong decision to be with each other. Now you are like, oh, this is my person. I have to give my all to this person.
Okay, my problem is if I decide to give my all and the person decide not to give.
No, that is the thing. The person cannot not decide not to give, because from the period of courtship and
you have already known that the person can give their all.
Exactly.
That means you have an expectation. That means it can no longer be zero expectation as written in the book.
For me, it can't be. I understand where it's driving at, but it can't be zero because each person must have.
It's not saying that
expectation.
you should expect your partner to not give anything. It's saying that from your part,
I understand that one. Take personal responsibility from your side.
Exactly. Take personal, give your all. And I see, I've noticed it, especially like with my sibling. When I read that part, it made me reflect back to my sibling and I relationship. I just have one brother, and then my younger brother, and then there are times where it drives me nuts.
Crazy.
Like I want to, and I'm like, you are very, and then but then the days where I decide to turn the other eye and do the things where you want to do, I discovered that in one way or another, just maybe another moment, he decides to do something extremely extra for me too. And I noticed that even though you give so much and expect nothing back, there is no way that much will not also be given to you.
Okay.
No matter how it's
That's a safe zone to land. And I think it's okay.
if you give, they will give to you back.
Okay, hopefully.
It's not funny.
So sometimes it takes time. But definitely.
It will always come back to
You
you.
always get that result. It might not be what you were expecting.
Exactly. It may not be exact.
There will be
Yes.
a change.
There will definitely be a change.
Okay, but I would agree to the part that you should have Barile. You did not record all this one. Exactly, and that's where I'm coming from, because there are some persons that all their life what they have learned is to take. But with what Shola said, I think I understand her. She's saying that because you had courtship, you interacted with this person, you should have made an informed decision.
What if I said that you are meant to apply this principle to each and every person you meet?
Yes, you are supposed to. Now it's easier for me to apply this principle to somebody that's like everybody here. I won't be expecting, what am I expecting from Smile? What am I expecting from Justice? Do you understand? What am I expecting from you? I can give you 100%. Like I see you, I'm happy. I discuss with you. I ask how you are doing.
Yeah.
And if you have need, I can decide, okay, I have money, I give you, and you go. But it's difficult when you are in the same space with the person and you are repeating this daily.
Yeah.
And what the person does is wake up, eat, lie down, wake up, eat. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get.
I understand the author's point that our behavior is our personal responsibility. Do you understand? You can't control how justice will react. I can't control how smile will react. Neither can I control how a boss is going to react. But now I can control how I react to whatever they throw at me.
Of course.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
He can decide now that he will look at me and tell me, this your eye self is red. Did you smoke? You know the normal Nigerian joke. Normal Nigerian joke used to sound like insults. Especially from Niger Delta. You know, my younger brother, when he's talking to me, some days I'm like, are you insulting me or you're joking? Which one are we doing here? You know? But it's left for me now to know how to react.
Yeah.
I can decide, I'm offended. Why would you say my eye is red? Have you ever seen me smoke? Or I will go, is it red? Okay, maybe I will look at it. Or I will just say, it's always like that, and I ignore it. For him, he was trying to annoy me and get me to react. But me now, I have chosen not to. That one, I can totally understand. Because why? That one totally is dependent on me. But that I am in the same space with this person, right? And then this person constantly hurts me. I get the fact that sincerely, there's no how you will give and you will not get in return. I'm not saying that there's how you will give, but sometimes the return starts coming after a period of hurt. You now have to go for therapy.
See, I even believe that your personal responsibility should involve you having enough love for yourself.
Okay.
100% love for yourself to leave that kind of toxic environment.
Exactly.
So now you're not even expecting anything from the
Exactly.
person. But now your personal responsibility to yourself and even to that person is to leave that kind of situation.
And do you know that people you expect nothing from most often than not, yes, it's narcissistic relationship that they tell you have zero expectation of the individual, because these people will always hurt you. So telling me not to have expectation of my I don't like it, but I understand his point.
Yeah.
Do you understand? The truth is, if you're in a healthy relationship with the other person, that their head is normal, there's no, you will be doing good and the person with us, it's not okay, right? Then he talked about luck. Do we believe in being lucky? Because this book showed me another definition of luck. Do we believe in being lucky? I struggled with the word luck.
Yes.
But then I think everybody has the way they see it, right? But do you believe that people get lucky? Like, it just happened by luck. Somebody just woke up one day and a huge favor landed for them, and then they happen to be lucky. He redefined it,
Yeah.
but I'm asking of the normal luck that we know.
I feel like that because honestly, whenever I think about those kind of things, it takes me back to Asha kind of person.
Okay.
That just means somebody on the road. And you're taking the person shopping, you're buying stuff and all of that, all those things. That can be defined as luck, right?
But that luck is also not as lucky as you are defining it, because it didn't just happen.
Yeah.
Now see what he defined luck as. He defined it as personal growth, attitude, belief and mindset, addition of preparation, which is your personal growth. You prepare. Then your attitude, your belief, right? You believe that this is the kind of person you are. Then opportunity now comes. Then you take the opportunity. Let's assume that Asha can't.
Asha kind.
Is this guy Aquaman always makes me call that guy Asha can't. Because Aquaman does his own version. It's Asha can't. So Asha can't comes around the environment, and you did show up in that environment that day. Will that opportunity meet you?
No.
Preparation. So you are there, meaning you left your house, took your bath, and you were on the street, and he now met you.
Yeah.
Then the Ashakan, the Ashakan meets you now and says, where is the second mic so that's what we want to talk. Ashakan meets you now and says, I want to take you out, and you don't know who he is and you are afraid. What happens? You will miss that opportunity. Because number one, you've not even watched social media, you don't know who he is. That's one. Then there's a video that has been circulating. It's not even a Shakan. It's another younger boy that had a white polo. He helped somebody with a Tyler. It's been circulating. The mom got 7 million naira. He's gotten a scholarship. If you look at it very well, that guy said he learned tiling. So he didn't just stay at home and say, I'm going to lament, stay with mommy, anything mommy provides we eat. I'm going to be a nuisance to my mom. He went out. It was refuse he was speaking now. So he was working. How much do you sell that volume of? He said 2,000 naira. That's a lot. A lot of labor to be rewarded 2,000 naira for. So how many will he pick to be able to have enough to eat? But if he wasn't there that day, that opportunity would not have come. So the author says, luck is personal growth, right? With your attitude and belief. Attitude and belief is, I now got to the place where I know, don't worry, anyhow, today we will rough it. But something must come out. So you were positive enough, you went out. Do you understand? Then the opportunity now came. Then you took action. You did not act that you are shy. I cannot talk. No worry me, you know. So luck, that's how he defines luck. And I think that is how favor is. God orchestrates it, but you must
Be prepared for it.
exactly, and you must take it. Luck and favor or opportunities are always taken. If you don't take it, it will go. That's why they say near success syndrome. It's coming. You've seen it. There was one job I did one time, and the man kept insisting, you must be the one to do it. And I kept telling him, I cannot do this job. You must be the one. This man worried me till I did it. And when I now did it and discovered the money inside, I was like, hey, why did I not think of it before? You know? But imagine that man, that kind of help does not come every time.
And doesn't come so persistent. Like,
imagine that the man, I had told him that time and he just said he would do it with somebody else. But I kept telling him, I can't do it. The volume is too much. I can't. The volume is too much. Then the man said, are you afraid of volume? You will do it. I believe in you. You can do it. Hey, God. So the truth is, we have to be deliberate if you want to, because this book is about creating success. This book is about, what I tell people when you read a book is, think about what you can get. Think about what you can get from the book that you can apply to your life and make your life better. Yeah. So this book is about, there are a lot of opportunities that you can get in the next 5 years, 10 years, but it's about the decisions you are making now. He talked about the money trap, which I don't want to talk about. Let's leave the money trap scene and go to Shola. Maybe I should leave you to do some insights before we get to these habits. Share from your thoughts. Which one is your thought? How you read the book? What are your major lessons, your key takeaways?
Okay, one part that I love about the compound effects, like from a few chapters I read, because I didn't read all of the book, he very much highlights the importance of hard work. He says that success does not come on a platter. It comes with a lot of boring, uncomfortable, grueling, resilient, grit, and it is not fun. So if you're looking for fun, you can't get it and be successful at the same time. You will just be somebody that is wishing and looking for a genie in a bottle to come and grant your wish. Yes, and that's not how success come about. If you want a success that is long lasting, that is life transforming, that can last for that can give you results, maybe in any area of your life, because the compound effect cuts across every area of life, from relationships to finance to wealth to whatever it is, to even physical health. So he shares the importance of changing little habits, one little habit at a time, that over the time compounds into a drastic change. So if you are looking for a quick fix, it's not compound effect can't do that.
Can't
for you.
work for you. Yeah.
Success can't work for you. It's the little things you do. Like there's one thing that he mentioned that I want to be practicing from now on. He made sure to tell us that in order for you to do this, write that you will start tracking this on this date, time, and year. And I wrote mine down. I said I will start tracking my personal fitness and my finances from the 1st of February, which is tomorrow. So it says that you will carry a personal notebook with you, and for every money you spend, you're going to record it. From the money you used to take a cab, to the money you used to buy food, to the money you used to buy a shirt, whatever, you're going to record it. Now, he also gave a lot of stories that showed that these actions, when taken over a long period of time, not only changes that particular aspect, but then there's also a spillover to other areas of your life. So even when you're focusing on finance and you tell yourself like, okay, for the next 3 weeks I'm going to focus on finance, by the time you start to see the results, you also want to apply it to your relationships. You also want to apply it to your job, to your career. So even though it's like making an extra call a day or reading an extra 5 pages of a book, of a good book, or calling a family member that you've not spoken to in years, and then you have these habits and you're doing it daily and you're doing it consistently, because he also beats on consistency. That's the key to compound effect, consistency. And he says that something he said that strikes me is that as little as these habits are to start, they're also easy to drop.
True.
They're also very easy
Yeah, I
to
remember
drop.
this also.
So you find yourself going one day, you've not done it, and you're like, oh, it's not so much of a big deal. Then it turns to 2 days and it's a week, right? And you discover that for the whole of that week, you didn't do that little habit that was never meant to take so much time. I remember when I started, I told myself when I get back from work, I will clean my shoes, put tea bag inside
to absorb the order.
Yes, absorb the order and then put it in the shoe rack. I did it first day, second day, third day. By the fourth day, I discovered that because of that, I'll just drop the shower and go. I was like, no, I'm going to come back and clean it. I didn't. Fourth, fifth, sixth day, I had not done it. And then it's almost like the habit died a natural death. And I, from those instances, it made me reflect on how it also affected me. Even my Bible reading habit. I'll start first day, second day, third day, fourth day. By fifth day, I'm like, oh, I will read everything together. By the sixth day, I read everything. I didn't go back. So,
because it multiplies.
Yes, it multiplies.
I think I shared one meme where the person said, I am supposed to run 20 minutes each day. You saw that meme? Yeah. I was supposed to run 20 minutes each day, and for missing the next day, I'll add it up to to the next day. That's so if I didn't run 20 minutes yesterday, I'm going to run 40 minutes today. Yeah. Then I add it to. So she said that. She said, it's for a year. A month. She just said she has to run for a month. I just do this one is weary. So the truth is, any habit you want to, it takes discipline. No, it takes discipline, because even the habit of telling yourself that I'm going to be nice to people, I'm going to be kind to people, and you're tracking it. One wrong word you said to somebody, and you feel guilty when you fail. But this is what I say when failure comes. The truth is, you see that failure, is just an indicator. It's something that tells you that. Why is this thing not on? It's something that it was when you were talking. Okay. That failure is something that is telling you that, see, you had a goal and you did not meet up. If you did not have a goal, you wouldn't have even known you failed. So it's better you had set that goal and said, oh, I'm going to. So when talking about habit is something we have touched it a little. It's something you do repeatedly. Right? So initially we talked about it when we're saying wake up by 5 a.m. So over time your body starts responding to 5 a.m. right? So you have done it for a long time. But now there's something about habits. There are certain things we do that are on autopilot. Yeah. You know what autopilot is? You do it without thinking. I don't know who thinks before they go to brush their teeth. Do you think about it? Which other thing do we do without thinking?
Drinking water, waking up.
All those ones are on autopilot. Do you know that there are some small behaviors we do that are also on autopilot, but we may not have paid attention to it. Like, for instance, there's a way people react when money hits their accounts the first time. The first thing that enters into their head is either ice cream, go to, especially when it's one careless money that you did not work for. So your body had over time read it as reward yourself. So your body is on autopilot. It takes a level of self-consciousness or a level of consciousness for you to tell yourself, this is on autopilot and I don't want it to be like this. If I use this money, I will pay for a course. I will attend that online course, because there are a lot of things we see we want to really do, invest in ourselves. But that money that comes, you know that most times you're not thinking about that thing you need to invest in your life. You are thinking about the one you will spend na. So that's because your system is already on autopilot. So they also talked about reorganizing your habits from autopilot. So the habits can be helpful as long as they are good habits, right? So that means that habits are harmful when it is what? A bad habit. And most of these habits comes from the fact that, so they also talked about how you can create a good habit. Know your why. Why do I want to do this? We talked about exercising. I bought skipping rope. And I told myself I'm going to skip. I was skipping 100, but at some point I dropped. Then I discovered that when I come back after a month, the first day I can't skip up to 100.
Yes, the number will drop.
Yes. But if you were skipping every day, you will skip up to 100 and even
And you
pass.
won't exceed 100.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So, but because I used to pause, and now that shows you that when you increase your momentum, right? We'll get to the part of momentum. When you increase your momentum, your body does not give you, that's where the compounding effect comes from. Your body does not give you the results. Abiola, welcome. Good evening. Welcome. Good to have you here. So, your body does not react in terms of when you're doing a habit, the result it gives you does not come in that percentage, right? It comes like it triples, it just doubles your. But when you back out, what happens? Your body slows down again on that habit. So the author was talking about knowing your why. He said you should know the why, the reason.
This thing is what it was. Do you remember?
I didn't even pay attention to it.
He talked about it. Let me do this.
Yeah, please talk about it.
Okay, so see this. He talked about a plane.
Yeah.
You remember?
I remember. Go ahead.
He talked about, he gave an illustration of a plane.
Mm.
Now this plane, these three lines, right, signify different
Direction,
destinations. Right. So now this plane leaving Los Angeles, and maybe by some happenstance it just derailed like by just 1 mile. Well, now 1 mile in a plane is not so much. Sometimes it's unnoticeable. But then if he continues on that 1 mile, he discovers that if his destination is New York City, he lands in another state.
He goes to somewhere else entirely.
Somewhere else entirely. So even a little habit that you think that does not even count, you think that does not even make any sense. Maybe something like you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is pick up your phone and scroll.
Yeah.
Now you know that maybe you say that, oh, I just want to use it to wake myself up better. But you see that this thing has, over time, it turns into an addiction. Something like you wake up and if you're not with your phone, you are frenzied. You don't know what to do with that morning.
True.
Yeah. You don't know what to do. It's almost like, what will I do now that I'm awake? And now you discover that even when you can have more productive things that you even want to do with your morning, you just sometimes don't even remember to do it. Maybe you say that, oh, you want to wake up in the morning and pray. But then you wake up in the morning, maybe you wake up early and you can't pray because your phone was not there to give you that first hit of dopamine that you always got used to. So they say that is it. Now you notice that over time, it's remaining on trajectory like nothing changed. But then it comes to a point where it starts having little effect. Before you know, it has landed
Somewhere else entirely.
Somewhere else entirely. So that those little, even habits that sometimes go by unnoticed by us as some of the small things that can make us miss our goals.
And he actually called it 1% change in course can result to 150 mile off course. So,
Just 1%.
yeah, thank you for bringing it up because I'd already left that part. And that's the truth. Sometimes we are thinking the little meat pie I will eat now is not going to add up to anything now. Do you understand? It's like somebody who has this an extreme case, right? But let me use it as an example. It's an extreme case. You already know that in your lineage or in the lineage there is diabetes. So for any lineage that has diabetes, there is an environmental factor that triggers it. Yeah. So now it does not surface for everyone, but it will surface as much as you keep feeding your system sugar.
Yes.
So you tell yourself, I no be one cup of rice, you no go do anything. You eat it.
One bottle of Coke.
No be one bottle of Coke. You drink it. For you, you are not seeing the resultant effect. But your body is taking, there's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. Your body is keeping the record of everything that is happening. Do you understand? So somebody, you are living in a toxic environment. The person calls you, you are mad, you are stupid, you can never amount to anything. Fathers, for instance, because a lot of people have that experience, or parents, some people have toxic parenting. The parent says, you no go better for you, you no go do this one, that, and you stay in that environment. You stay, you keep staying. Before you know what is happening, the self-esteem of that child drops to zero. Do you understand? Yeah. So for us, what that also tells us is that, see, this thing that has to do with my future and aligning where I want to be, I should be asking myself every day, not some days. I should be asking myself every day, what I'm doing today, is it going to allow me have that kind of future that I want? Then the book talked about influence, because I want to move it fast. Yeah, the book talked about influence, that in creating habits, you have to look at the environmental factors. It's not just about what you do yourself. There are other environmental factors. Now, when we talk about environmental factors, we discuss about the music you listen to. We discuss about the kind of friends you keep. I don't know whether it's him or another book that I read it where it says that you are the average of the 5 persons you hang around with. Do you understand? So if my friends, let's say for example, my friends are the people who don't know how to save, they spend. So every time we go, I have to impress them. What happens to my finances? It's scattered. I don't have a control on my finance now, right? Because why? My friends are like that. They don't budget. They don't. If I'm with friends who don't think about, I want to study, I want to go to school, right? I want to further my education. But I am with friends who all they are thinking about is, I beg, school na scam, school na scam. What happens to my aspiration to study? So you make friends intentionally with the mind of where you are going to. Now, it's not about cutting people off. You are not going to decide that certain friendship, you will not spend a lot of time with them. So there are people who are on the hi, hello level. There are people who are on the 5 minutes level. There are people who are on the 3 minutes level. Then there are people on the 1 hour, 3 hours. Because why? People are all heading to the same direction. You understand? Yeah. Those are environmental factors, right? That influences how our goals are met. Because sometimes you can decide. There was a period where I wanted to stop drinking Coke. This book was the one that actually made me to stop drinking Coke. I've not drank Coke in the past 2 years. I've not. The last book reading that was done here, I had the temptation because the Coke was just everywhere here. And I almost felt like, and my own was bad because I used to drink 1 liter of Coke. 1 liter, not this small one. That big mama. Yeah. I will buy it. I tell myself that I will sip, keep, but I will finish it. I'm not joking. I was doing it daily. Daily. This is not 1 week. Daily. Every day. 1 mama.
Wow.
The small one was no longer satisfying me after a while.
I've been an ambassador, but
so the lady that I used to buy it from, if she just sees me, she goes to the fridge, brings it out because she knows what I didn't come to buy water. Rather than buy water, I will buy Coke. So this book was actually the book that influenced me because I was reviewing it with Enigma on Facebook Live. And I felt like I'm teaching people how to create little habits. And really, really, I didn't know how much damage the coke was doing to me till I stopped. Because now I wake up in the morning, I feel unhappy, I feel less motivated, I feel like, why is everywhere like this? Then my head goes coke. Then I'll buy the Coca-Cola and I will drink it and I will be happy. So it just re-regulates my mood and I'm back again. I'm happy. Then after a while, I'm like, there's no energy, there's no fun again. Coke. So that's how my head was. So whatever makes me happy was Coca-Cola. But now what I'm going to is that I also had friends who had the same struggle.
Wow.
Yes. I also had friends who had the same struggle. I had to keep telling them, we need to stop this coke, we need to stop this coke. It was in the season where my friendship with them reduced a little that I actually overcame the coke. Forgive me for bringing it in, but I just felt like mentioning it. Because the truth is, sometimes we don't know how advertising influences our mind.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think that I decided to wear this cap. But you may not have paid attention to discover that maybe your pastor wears it a lot. Maybe the people you love, they wear it. So because they are wearing it, it's priming. So sometimes you not have to be intentional. They wear it doesn't mean I will not wear it. It's not my fashion sense. Or it's my fashion sense, I like it. I like the, because of course, there are things you can emulate that is good.
Yeah.
It's not everything that is bad.
Yeah.
This thing is neutral. Cap is neutral. It's not bad, it's not good. It depends on how you are using it. Do you understand?
Yes.
An armed robber can use it to cover their face and then do sneak and pass. A good person can wear it, appear gentle, and even do evangelism. So it's neutral. Those ones now does not. But let's talk about cigarettes. Once you're in the environment where cigarette is being smoked, it will take a long time, except for if cigarette is not your thing. But if cigarettes, you have been feeling high, it makes them feel cool. They are looking cool. They are looking like they are the best people. One day you will drag. Because they've been intimidating you, they've been telling you how you are not meeting up, how you're a Jew guy. You understand?
Yeah.
So this friendship thing is something that you must pay attention to. Is it friendship or environment? Because sometimes we say we want to do certain things, and we are making progress, but we can have drags by the external environment. Those external environments, you must be intentional to create an environment. Even in Atomic Habits, the man was talking about if you say you want to be a reader and your books are always far, it's not always close to you, you have locked it in one room, this other room, so when you come in, you are not seeing the book. So because of that, the strength to wake up from this room and go to that room to pick it, that small minutes alone that you are thinking will make you not go and read again.
Sure.
Because the distance is far, it's not in your environment. He talked about the fact that if you want to learn how to clean your room regularly, keep your broom close. The man is a serious person. Keep your gym equipment close.
Then you pull them and put them inside your bed.
I'll tell you, this guy said, what was his name? Is Denzel Washington now, the guy that acts movie.
Yes.
He said the way he learns to pray is that, of course, bed is high. Under you can put things. So he will put his slippers under that he walks in the house with. So when he wakes up in the morning, as he goes down to pick his slippers, his knee is on the ground. He remembers you need to pray. That's how he formed the habit of praying in the morning before going out. So you have to create an environment that makes you practice the habits you want to actually keep. So now, in relation to the year, because like I said, book reading is not just about we want to read and then we read it and leave it. Book reading is about what have I read? How can I apply it to my life? In relation to the compound effect, one of the things we must pay attention to is what are we picking out from the book that we can apply with ease. Appos, you read the book, so share with us. You read the book too. Hey, see this one. You read the book, so share with us so that we can wrap up.
No, there's something I learned from this book when I read it, compound effect. But I saw it like more of Atomic Habits.
Okay.
It's almost the same to the Atomic Habits.
more for being
Use this one.
You know, I discovered something about. Okay, I discovered something about success, or should I say change. It actually does not come in a day.
Yes.
Sometimes you continue and continue and continue. Sometimes it will even seem like nothing is happening, but with time, you see what's happening. Okay, let's go back to chapter 1. We had the two about the two friends. You know, one of them was taking below 100 calories per day, right? He was taking below 100 calories, and the other was taking above 100. And the first one that was taking below was doing exercise, though. But the second one that was taking above wasn't doing any exercise. In few months, it was more like there was nothing.
Yeah.
There was no change. There was no visible change. But after 2 years, 2 to 3 years, no, they experienced change. They discovered that the one that was doing exercise and taking below 100 was even healthier than the other one. The other one was no longer healthy because he was, should I say, he was big also. He was fat.
So let me just add to that. You know, they cited 3 friends. And now the thing about is the third friend's own that really resonated deeply with me. There was the one that was taking below 100 calories, that cut out 125 calories from his diet, right? And was exercising, listening to a podcast. And there was one that was eating a lot, you know, not working out, drinking. Then there's the one that did not do anything at all. Kai, that's the one that hits me deep. Like, this person was not happy with their situation. They were not happy with the level they were in, but did not do anything about it. It's as if they should just put my name there. Because for the past I think about 2 to 3 years now, I've told myself, I want to be better. In fact, considerably, let me not even go far. Last year, I wrote down goals and I was like, this year is the year for me. I won't say that I did not change, but it's almost like I was at the same level that I started the year with. And so when I saw the mention of this guy, it resonated with me. He said that this guy did not do anything about it. He didn't increase his calorie intake, he didn't reduce it. He just kept behaving the way he was behaving. But at the end of these 2 years, he was more bitter about his situation.
Exactly. Because he did nothing.
He did nothing. And if you look at that guy, he was just at the same level. The other guy that was taking more calories was down. The other guy that reduced calories went up.
You did not go up, you did
not go down. It's just at that level with the same salary, with the same problems that you have, but now you are more bitter, you are more dissatisfied. Yes, you are seeing yourself that you are getting older. Nothing is changing. Sorry, that's what I was
That's all about it.
Okay.
It requires consistency. If you are not consistent, I don't think you're able to experience any change. You must be consistent. You must do it regularly. Yeah. Sometimes you at the long, maybe sometimes you will feel discouraged because you'll be like, is there any change? Is anything really happening? But with time, that's what I see. That's how I see it.
Abiola, you want to say something? Hello,
Okay,
Pastor.
let me contribute to the conversation.
Okay, sir.
Okay, 2 things I want to. I think the most scary part for me from the book, yes, I say it's scary because it's the hardest lesson that one needs to learn. Is the fact that.
Can you speak up a little?
Okay, is it better now?
Yes, it is. But if you speak louder, it will help us more. But it's fine.
Oh, okay. So I think that 2 things I wanted to add is the fact that the compound effect, as described by the author, he said it is always happening, whether you are aware of it, whether you're not aware of it. Yeah. It is whether you're doing something positive, whether you're just coasting along, something is happening to you, and that for me is really, really scary. And it called to finding out exactly what's going on in my life, and that's why I think one of the greatest lesson of the book is to track your life. Track your life. A lot of us, things are happening to us that we are not even aware they are happening at all, because we are not conscious about. I think Sunday Adela that wrote that book, Be Present in the Now. There was the way he called that, as in live in the now. Just be conscious of what's happening to you every single moment of the time, because a lot of things are going on in our life that we are not even aware of. And so, if you are not doing anything about compound effect to happen to you, the person who knows that something is wrong and does not change, and the person that does not even know something is wrong, the two of them will suffer the consequence.
True.
I think that's a very big lesson for me. And you talked about the power of momentum, and I think for me that's one part that I am struggling with. And I open up the fact that when you build what you are.
My key lesson here is that is the aspect of momentum, because I discovered that, like I shared, if I stop skipping, I come back to it. So now what I want to do is to at least be more consistent. Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm consistent, right? But my consistency can be like 3 times a week. I want to now multiply it to a point where it's every day, right? So that's why I started with this reading 10 pages a day that we're doing in the book club. So that at least it reminds you that anything you are doing, if you're going to pray, it's not going to be, I prayed today, I did not pray yesterday.
Yeah.
If I'm praying today, I pray tomorrow, I pray every day.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that's the aspect I want to work on, because sometimes I skip some days. I don't want to be like that woman that will say, I have 1 more month to run or something. So that's how I want to do mine. Thank you so much.
Better every single day. So apart from the fact that I'm also going to be putting in the effort, like starting a habit of recording every single thing I do, every single, like, finances, fitness, relationship, whatever. I will start recording that. I also want to intentionally get better, either with one set of information or one particular video I learned, either around my skill sets and or around something I just want to be better as, either as an individual as a whole, or even with people and all. So intentionally putting 1% effort in learning something new. So yeah, that's what I got.
Okay.
Okay. Even though I've not read the book,
Yes.
but one thing I've noticed or I've understand is success is in doing the same things over and over again, not majorly doing 1,000 things. Okay, I think it's either Joyce Meyer or Terry Silverfoy, Joyce Meyer mentor, or one of them was somebody's mentor. So they said success is not about doing 1,000 things, but it's about doing few things in 1,000 ways. So I think from the book Compound Effect, even if I've not read it, it's the summary for me would be to focus on one thing maybe at a time, or the most important thing in our life at the moment, right? And do it very well, yes, and do it very well instead of doing several things. Just focus on one thing and do it very well, as in plenty times. Get.